He also, aside from being arrested by the American government once for, doing commie things and staging these sorts of riots, he also called for the genocide of Rastafarians. Look at this headline. This is a headline of somebody going back and revisiting. Bring in all Rastas, dead or alive. Now, if you're American, you don't know much about what a Rastafarian is. You do know who Bob Marley is. Bob Marley is hate Rastafarian. You probably have a depiction probably of just Bob Marley. Like, oh, they smoked pot. Yeah, well, in reality, they were like this religious, socio-political movement of, you had Africans who, after being enslaved, really thought that their enslavement was intentional. Many people who believe this today, that they came from Ethiopia. They were actually incredibly peaceful. They came from Ethiopia, and they felt that they were the people that were being spoken about in the Bible, and that they were intentionally being, like, there was this intentional African diaspora all around the world to remove Black people from their roots. And so these people, this guy, he gets into power, and they actually were incredibly effective in Jamaica in terms of organizing for themselves. They lived in their own encampments, and they also had like agricultural unions. Like they were growing crops and things of their own, and so they were very well established all on their own. And what ended up happening was this guy essentially said that they were dangerous because 6 of them got into trouble. And he said, bring me all of the Rastafarians, dead or alive. And what ended up happening is they started rounding up Rastafarians. I'll actually read you specifically what happened to some of those Rastafarians on his call, because again, he was incredibly powerful. It says on April 12th, Good Friday, Prime Minister Alexander Bustamante, because again, he went on to become the prime minister, ordered the arrest of all Rastafarians that are alive. Police and military forces entered working class neighborhoods and Rastafarian encampments, detaining Rastafarians and forcibly cutting off their dreadlocks. Many Rastafarians were tortured and killed, with estimates suggesting that as many as 150 individuals were detained. So the reason that he ordered for them to even have their dreadlocks forcibly cut off is because it held spiritual meaning for them. Absolutely sick, absolutely disturbing, all of this true. And it's way worse if you look into this guy. I mean, there was like mysterious burnings of all of their crops, particularly when Winston Churchill was visiting. That's another rabbit hole you can jump down. But I wanted to just tell you who this guy was, because he makes a note of this in his piece, Donald J. Harris, that Christiana Brown loved this guy. That was her political vision. She loved Bustamante. He just adopted that name, Bustamante, maybe to make it sound like he was a person that was for the people. Who knows? So we thought surely